Hi there, this is Jane Reaction, and I'd like to introduce a new segment for Tuesdays that I like to call Let's Get Technical, Technical, I Wanna Get Technical. Okay. Anyway, the whole point of these weekly segments will just be to talk about very quick technique and form points to help you, to help reiterate the cues that I give during my videos, to help you lift or move with better form and to prevent injury. And today I'm going to talk about shoulders. Do you like mine? You can't have them. Okay. So the two main cues for shoulders is very simple. Down and back. Back and to the left. Okay. What does it mean to have your shoulders down and back? How far down? How far back? Let's discuss it. As one point in your full body posture, and we'll talk about other points in the future, to have your shoulders down and back just means a very slight correction, okay? Now, many of us, we sit at the desk, a glowing screen, our precious glowing screen, or we like to look down at our phones, our precious glowing screen phones, and our shoulders tend to hunch over. So when we talk about the back and down and back, it's just a very slight movement. So it's just like that. You have to make that sound too, okay? A friend of a friend's, roommates, sisters, husbands, whatever, said that their cue for putting your shoulders back was to, quote, tuck your fairy wings in. Now, if you are not a fan of mythical creatures, I like to say confidence, not pride. So what that means is that you just bring your shoulders back slightly, but you're not like sticking your chest out or doing anything dramatic like that. Another good way to cue it, so you have fairy wings, confidence, not pride. The other thing is to imagine you have a rod, you're holding a rod. I've got my tripod. This is most relevant when you're lifting with a barbell. So you have a very rigid barbell in your hands. Or you can simulate that by just having like a mop or a broom or some sort of rod like this. And so the general cue is just to imagine that you're breaking the bar. So you're just trying to break it. Actually, I might actually break this. This is sort of cheap. It's just plastic, so you never know. And I'm strong like bull. Okay, so if you go and just try to break the bar, you'll see what happens is that my elbows sort of rotate out and it just brings my shoulders back just ever so slightly. So it really is a small movement to have your shoulders back, okay? Don't try that with dumbbells because then you'll just start pulling the dumbbells apart. Okay, so when is having your shoulders back important? Obviously, as I just showed, if you're doing sort of deadlifting, that kind of motion, you want to have your shoulders back slightly. Any sort of squatting motion where you might tend to, if your hands are in front of you, your shoulders may normally have a tendency to just cave in. So those are going to be some good times to do it. And also when you're doing squats, if for example, let's say you're holding a dumbbell in your hands, right? So it's just a matter of tucking them back so that you're not hunching forward, okay? And we'll talk more about bending and hunching forward in later segments. The second cue is to keep your shoulders down. Now, when you're just standing here, shrugging your shoulders down can actually be very useful when you're trying to stretch your neck. That's nice. But it comes into play most of the time when your arms are over your head. So whether we're lifting something, you start to shrug and your biceps go by your ears and your shoulders try to talk to your ears. So I always think of the Offspring song, you gotta keep them separated. So keeping a nice space between your head and your arms and not letting everything scrunch up. So when does this come into play? This comes into play a lot whenever you are lifting with your, doing upper body type lifting. So for example, if I'm doing an overhead press, I might be tempted to go like this and bring my shoulders up. But at the top of the movement, I actually want to have my shoulders like this, so separated. If you have a weight that is causing you to scrunch up a lot at the top of the movement, what that's saying is that the weight is a little too heavy and it's forcing you to recruit your neck and shoulder muscles to help you get to the top of the movement. And you should probably reduce your weight. Hey, no shame in that game. Another very important time where you want to have your shoulders down is when you're hanging. So if you're trying to do a pull-up or just trying to learn how to build up to a pull-up. Enjoy the posterior view. I'm going to try to hold on here. And again, what happens is that it's very easy to just sort of sink into your shoulders like this. What you want to do is you want to create that space so that there's space between your ears and your arms. However, when you're doing a hang, you don't have to go super dramatic, because now what you're doing is you're using your arms to create your pull-up, and you're just going to tire your arms. So when you think about doing like a dead hang or getting ready for your starting position for a pull-up, just remember it should be reasonably comfortable. Your shoulders should be away from your ears, but you're not engaging your arms so much to create even more space. Make sense? Is there anything else I wanted to say? This is very serious because I'm wearing gloves for no reason. But anyway, that's about it. So keeping your shoulders down, away from your ears, keeping your shoulders back just a little bit, and that will help you make sure that you're recruiting the proper muscles as you're doing lifting and pulling movements overhead, and it'll make sure that you're not sinking forward when you have your arms in front of your body. All right? I hope you enjoyed this. I'll see you next week for another Technical Tuesday. Insert song here. Okay, thank you. Bye.